Hey everyone, this is Mark at Short Action Customs. Thank you for purchasing a modular sizing die. In this video, we'll discuss in detail the features and benefits. We'll also do an unboxing so you can see what's included with your die. We're also going to discuss the cartridge compatibility of your modular sizing die, as well as options and upgrades available. When you receive your modular sizing die, it's going to come in a nice cardboard box. We're going to go ahead and open it up. You're going to have your instruction manual and your small 1000 shims. You're also going to have your modular sizing die with our standard lock ring. The top assembly is going to be hand tight, and your neck, shoulder bushing, and any other accessories that you've purchased will be located in the box. So we're going to start with a breakdown of a modular sizing die. We have our ER11 top cap. We have our supplied ER11 collet, our taper adapter. This is a standard decapping pin. We have our neck, shoulder bushing, the modular sizing die body, and our standard lock ring. To assemble your modular sizing die, you'd grab your ER11 top cap, and you're simply going to press and snap in the collet. Next, we're going to grab our decapping pin and insert it from the top. When using the decapping pin, there is no need to use any shims. To adjust your height up or down, simply move your clip higher or lower. Next, you're going to grab your taper adapter, slide it in place. Now that assembly is ready. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab our modular sizing die, and I'm just going to run a patch through it really quick, just to make sure there's no debris from shipping. I'm going to take the neck shoulder bushing. I'm going to place it in there. If you have shims that were included with your kit, you're welcome to use them. The way these were originally designed was to take up any clearance above the neck shoulder bushing and the bottom of the taper adapter, but we found that it's really not necessary, so you do not need to use your shims. Next, we're going to grab the decapping pin assembly and simply thread it into your die body. Now you're ready for your lock ring. What makes the modular sizing die unique is one die body has the ability to size cartridges of the same family. In this case, we have a 6.5 Creedmoor with a 6.5 neck shoulder bushing, a 6mm Creedmoor with a 6mm neck shoulder bushing, and a 22 Creedmoor with a 22 cal neck shoulder bushing. All of these were sized with one die. All you have to do is change your neck shoulder bushing for every cartridge that you want to shoot. What's also unique about the die body and the construction of the modular sizing die is we're using 17.4 high-strength stainless steel. What this does is it gives us a very robust and strong die body. We then finish it with a nice salt bath nitride, and it gives us a very smooth and corrosion resistance finish. Now that we have our modular die cleaned and assembled, we're going to go ahead and install it in the Nexus press. I've got the lock ring loose. I'm going to go ahead and lock the Nexus press down. I'm now going to thread the modular sizing die down until it touches the shell holder on the Nexus press. However, I am not going to leave it there. I'm going to back off the die roughly 1/6 of a turn. We do not want the shell holder and the die to come in contact. We specifically designed the shell holder to be about 10 thousandths shorter than a conventional shell holder. You are going to use the hard mechanical stops to limit the travel. You're not going to try touching the die to the shell holder. Now that we have that, we're going to go ahead and tighten up the lock ring. The next and most important step is going to be to tighten up your ER11 top cap. You do need to use any type of wrench. We use the Short Action Customs die lock wrench, but it needs to be more than hand tight. Next, we're going to grab our cleaned, annealed, and lubed brass that's been fired. I'm going to put it in my modular headspace comparator, and I'm going to zero out my calipers to the fired length. I'm then going to put it in my press. I'm going to size the brass. Now I'm going to measure it to see if we need to make any adjustments. It's actually perfect. We're at go -3, meaning the fired headspace -3 thousandths, and that's exactly where I'd want to run. If you need to make any adjustments, you would simply take a 9/64 Allen wrench, loosen the lock ring, screw your die up or down, tighten, and then you're ready to go. Next, we're going to go over some common issues that people have when we're loading. We discussed how to initially set the die up and make minor adjustments to get the headspace that you want. But let's say that you're actually sizing your brass too much and you want less sizing in respect to headspace. It's very simple. You're just simply going to loosen up your lock ring and unthread your die to bring it up. You're going to do that until you get the proper headspace that you want in your size brass. But what happens if you're sizing and you don't get enough shoulder bump? You would simply bring your die down. But let's say you start bringing your die down until it touches the shell holder. That tells us that there's some type of inherent problem with the brass. For example, if your chamber was cut oversized, and let's say you're shooting a 6.5 Creedmoor with a nominal base diameter of 0.4714, but you measure your brass and your brass measures 0.474 at your base, that means that your chamber is large and your brass is large. When you're sizing your brass, you're trying to diametrically size the body down as well as push the shoulder back. But if your body is so big, you're wasting all of this energy trying to size it down, and it's going to push up and it's going to make your headspace long. So if you have a problem where you can't size your brass enough, you really need to check your base diameter to see if your brass is oversized. If you still have problems where you can't get enough sizing, I would also check to see what type of lube you're using on your brass. We use Alpha or we use Redding Imperial Sizing Wax. Those two have proven to be the best, and you want to use a liberal amount on there. And it's very important that you get the whole cartridge, especially the base. You want to use the same amount on every single piece of brass. That'll give you the best consistency piece after piece. Some common accessories for the modular sizing die include the solo lock ring, which is designed to be used in a Forster coax or Nexus press. We have our die wrench, which has detail on the top and the bottom for tightening the ER11 top cap as well as the standard lock ring. We also have detail in the center for removing your taper adapter. There's additional neck shoulder bushings available. We have our solid carbide expanding mandrel and our solid carbide expanding decapping mandrel. We will go into detail later in a future video on how to use these, but they will both require a new ER11 collet, and this is where you'll use your 25,000 shims to adjust the proper height. In this video, we discussed the unboxing and setup of the modular sizing die. We went through in detail what the option parts are and how to assemble. We also went over how to install and set up your modular sizing die for sizing brass. If you have any questions, please email us at info@ShortActionCustoms.com. As a reminder, all of our products have a 100% lifetime warranty against normal wear and tear. We design and manufacture all of these products here in the United States, and I'd like to personally thank you for choosing Short Action Customs, your foundation for precision.